a yoga teacher will take like a piece of what I do and like add it into their shavasana, or like step on a student's forearms or something, and they're like, they can't do that, that's illegal. And I'm like, like, I don't know how to tell you this, but yoga has no license. There's no law that tells them what is or is not yoga. Like, are you really gonna massage police this? Woo woo. It's like massage regulation. They're busy trying to shut down like human trafficking organizations and prostitution. You think they have time to go work with some yoga teacher who put a foot on somebody? Four camera angles, global reach. Now, why aren't the subscribers in my subscription service begging me to teach them 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year, and give them another 500 hours of footage yearly? Because the students who are already studying with me online are going, but we can't learn online. And I go, what is online? And the whole shit falls apart. Because I go right back to philosophical thinking, and I go, is a book online? Is a podcast online? If it goes in your ear, it's a different one that goes in your eye. Blog post? Social media, TikTok? Can you learn things on TikTok? I mean, what do you think happens at an average massage school when I walk in and talk about the importance of making video on TikTok?
I would be willing to bet many of them probably roll their eyes.
They're still teaching the marketing from the yellow pages. They're not preparing the students for the marketplace they're about to enter. And for the most part, as massage education and curriculum has become more standardized, they're just getting them ready to be able to go to a massage mill and work for someone else. They're not really doing a huge amount, for the most part, to train them to work in private practice. And I know there's an educator out there, a school owner, who's going to take umbrage with this and get all angry and be like, not my school. And I'm like, great, not your school. Great. I'm glad you're an outlier. But I'm looking at 50 states and 100 massage schools per state or whatever in various cities, and you're dealing with a mass market consideration. The most common thing I get told is, but I can't learn online. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. It's like Michelle Ratz-McGuire is learning online. Beth Mingledorf has learned some online and in person. Especially once you've got the foundation from school. I go to a school, they finally let me in. I get ready to teach class. I'm setting up cameras, and they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, setting up a camera to record my class. And they're like, we don't allow that. And I'm like, well, it's my class. How do people feel about recording everything when we work in an industry full of naked people? It is painfully obvious that we need to get away from Robert. This is very scary. He is not following the rules, and it's just obvious he does not care about our culture at all. He doesn't dress professionally. He drops the F-bomb constantly. He keeps asking all these questions, and it makes the students upset. And then I go home, turn on the cameras, keep teaching, keep making video, keep podcasting, keep talking to people. There are people sometimes that write me in my social media and they can't believe that I actually answer their messages. And I'm like, I don't have staff. You're a subscriber. You subscribed, how long? So yeah, you subscribed within 24 hours, asked a question, basically walked up to the hornet's nest and went whack. And I was like, oh, maybe it's time to have another conversation. Anybody can do this with me. If I go to massage groups and try to get people on the podcast, they fight. They're like, I don't want people to see me. I'm like, podcasting is not new, folks. This is not new technology. This is just having a conversation and recording it. Like, there's a lot of room for growth in the industry, a growth which I think I represent And for however poor my sense of humor is, and however poor my social skills are, and my language is, I'm just trying to expand the parameters of what therapists can do. And that alone seems to cause some friction because they want and they feel comfortable with a certain degree of homogenization and standardization that I don't really ascribe to. I really want to create a practice where Jordan has a choice. And you get to expand your practice to the point you want to. If all you ever want to do is table work, I don't look at your practice and think it's lackluster or less than. It's like, no, you're doing what you want to do. That's what I've been trying to create for students. For me, I just kept doing what I wanted to do, and I wound up doing mat-based 3-hour sessions, suspension, abdominal work, chronic pain relief, yoga therapy kind of combined. And then the clients loved it. But that practice is so different than the mainstream that it requires a different level of marketing. And remember, we talked about status and prestige. Until there is a brick and mortar, a lot of massage therapists won't believe it. Because brick and mortar in our industry is status and prestige. You have to have a brick and mortar facility, hire other massage therapists, train massage therapists in what you do, and have them do it. I've had students in classes ask me why I'm not starting a place. And I go, huh? They're like, why don't you, I want a job. Like, why don't you start a place that does this and hire me? And I go, give me 60%. And they're like, oh. I'm like, dude, I'm giving you all the chops to be able to just run your own practice and keep 100%. Why do you want me to take half? And here's what it is. They don't want to do the business and the marketing.
Mm-hmm.
They want me to do that. And I'm like, are you really sure you want me to be your trainer, educator, and boss? Are you sure? Because you think I'm bad as a CE provider. What do you think I'd be like as a boss, a manager? Are you sure? Is that what you want?